Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. Just waiting for Amy to get on. Hi. Hi, Cal. Oh, there she is. Hi, Amy. Oh, Bianca looks like me. Thank you. Hi, everyone joining. Hi, everyone getting on. Just waiting for Amy to join me. Amy is known as the rock and roll medium. Let's see, I'm trying to see if I can invite her. Let's see. Don't see the link. Amy, you can go live, right? Let me see. I can click on you. When you have more than enough to go live. You're healing beautiful for I saw you at the memorial. Which memorial did you see me at? Yeah, I don't see where I can invite you. Oh, you went to St. Anne's with her. Okay. Yeah, it was a mess. I mean, not that I'm not still a mess, but sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out how Amy can join me. Woohoo, that's now Liv. Where did I buy Bianca's yellow dress? Liv, where do we get her dress? So you want to say Forever 21? You log out and add her in before you go live. I don't know if that works. Oh yeah, Liv. Yep, her dress is from Forever 21. See, Liv remembers. Amy, why don't you log out and see if you can go live alone? And maybe we'll do it that way. Hi everyone coming in. We're just trying to figure out how to get Amy to go live with us.
Oh, she has to go live by herself. Then she could invite you.
Yeah, but I wanted to invite her.
It would be the same thing.
Oh, okay, Amy, try to go live
By yourself.
by yourself because I have, you know, the 10-year-old TikTok expert over here.
You both.
You both have to be live at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay, so we're old apparently.
Oh, you have a pink sky background. I was like, what?
Yeah, I changed it because we have ugly wallpaper in the bedroom right now.
Yeah. Hey, besties. This makes me feel so old.
Oh my God, Cal, really? Like these kids. That's what your daughter said. I know, like these kids know how to use technology more than me. It's so scary.
Oh yeah, the clouds.
I love that pink skies remind people of Bianca, because she like always made us pull over and take pictures of pink skies. Okay, so let's see. We're just waiting for Amy.
Why didn't you turn the light on?
I don't know. I don't know that I need it. Like, so we want to light up the whole...
Yeah. We need better lighting.
Will you run downstairs and get me the iPad? Oh!
Well, that's
no, that blinded me. Sorry, just turn on the ring light. Hi, everyone. Oh, we're losing people. That's okay.
I'm eating
Go run down and get the iPad so I can see.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi guys, sorry, we're having technical difficulties. We like don't know what we're doing. I think I'm mad personally, but every time I see pink sky. Oh. We always say, the kids always say, Bianca's painting the skies pink for them. So, I mean, I guess we're just going to hang out till... Oh, okay, you're live. Okay, so let me see if I can invite you now. Wait, I saw it before of like where I can invite people, and now I'm confused. No. All right, so Dakota, how do I invite her?
I mean, I don't really like... No.
I forgot. I saw...
Sorry, I'm like...
No.
Okay,
Wait, hold on a sec.
Okay, I'm live. I don't know.
No. I just saw it, like, where it said... Don't see the link. Hi. Okay, that's question and answers. I literally just saw it, like...
Hi, guys. Come on, you up?
Amy, do you have something on there that says...
Like, join a live or something?
Oh, here we go. Okay,
oh,
invite. Yeah, here we go. Ah, I found it.
You got it.
That's really exciting. Okay, Amy, accept my invite. Oh, man, you guys are close. You're going to get me banned. Go get your mom. Amy, you declined my invite.
It's fine. Well, I can just invite her again.
There she is. Are you?
Oh my God!
Declined my invite.
I did?
I'm clenched talking to Dakota because she's not listening to me. There she is.
Oh my God! I did?
Clenched talking to Dakota because she's not listening to me. There she is. So is there a delay?
I think so. Is it working or what? This is my first time, people. Sorry.
Okay, I don't want to invite you to a match. Are you watching it on something else?
So. Is it working? Let me mute my my laptop. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. Do you hear me like in real time?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is working.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I think so. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. We're gonna figure it out.
Come over here. Come here, quickly. I bet you can't do it in 10 seconds.
I have a background, so they can't really like see her unless she moves. Okay, go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, you did it.
I can't tell if I'm in your live or so. Are we in the same
I
live?
think we're in each other's lives, so we're just going live together. I think
oh my gosh,
like, brings them together. So you
yeah,
have, like,
I
yours
am not
and mine.
that smart, you guys. So I'm gonna just say this. I'm so excited to talk about continuing bonds tonight with everyone. Waiting for everyone to come in. It sounds like there's dual streams going on. So wherever you're seeing us, the reason for this stream is so we can talk about continuing bonds and what are continuing bonds. And I guess, to the regular person down the street, it sounds exactly what it is. If somebody has passed away in your family, they'll say, family often say, grandma used to love to go shopping downtown and charge up all her credit and get everybody the best thing she could possibly do and things like that. So one of the most common continuing bonds is when we tell stories about people who have already passed away to the newer generations who perhaps have never met them or have just heard of them and only know of them and of their personality and all the things that they offer the family and things through stories of the family. Now that's the number one continuing bond. I think, am I missing something right there? Like, this is just like in terms of like in your family, like, can you remember, Kim, if you guys had any stories growing up about any of your family members that you never met?
I mean, like, we always, and I know, like us with Bianca, like, we talk about, like, she's still with us. Like, we don't talk about how she passed. We don't, like, concentrate on that and, like, everything that happened. We just talk about, like, oh yeah, remember when, like, Bianca did this, or Bianca would do this. Like, she's just kind of like a part of our everyday conversation, just like when she was with us.
Absolutely. Well, that's one of the main ways that we can keep a person's legacy alive, right? And so for continuing bonds, just for everyday folks, I would say talking about your person who's no longer with us or deceased or passed or whatever your family calls it. I don't think there's a wrong thing to call it, but or transitioned. Talking to them is one of the simplest forms, right? Is like just kind of in, whether it's in your head or it's out loud, or if you go to a special place to be with them, like the cemetery, or if you want to go to the park, or you want to go to just a place that you were last with that person, just to kind of be with their energy and with their essence and sense them with your own senses. This is again a continuing bond, and it's that's nice. It's gonna show spirit that you're interested in signs, and so you'll get more of them. And I would say you'll probably get more signs by paying attention than anything else. And I think with continuing bonds, of course, if we're releasing balloons, or we're doing something in memory of our person, or if we're just talking about them like they're there, like you guys do with Bianca, and we talk about Bianca every day here too. She's become just very everyday for us. And I think that with her and my niece Maya and many, many more who have passed, it's so important, especially for the younger kids in the family, to hear stories about them. Like, Bianca has a little sister, Maddie, and she's got siblings too. And so it's crucial for kids that have a sibling taken from them, for instance, like with Bianca and you guys. I mean, I'm sure you guys can certainly speak to this. What is that like, in terms of how do you, aside from modeling it, how are you able to kind of see their understanding of what you're trying to do and what they're trying to do? And really all it comes down to, I believe, is connection. Right. And so if it's like putting on your makeup and you're like, oh yeah, Bianca would have wanted to do this, or whatever it is, right? it could be so personal and so unique to the person. So how does these things tie in together? I guess for me, the mediumship part is all about the sensing and teaching other people that they can sense and feel, teaching my own kids and my own family and all my friends, that just because somebody's died doesn't mean that they're dead in a picture frame or in a urn or in a box in the ground or whatever. Their spirit is alive because energy can't die.
Right.
Okay. And so that's me, and not everybody believes that. And in fact, we were talking about it a little bit with therapists and things when we go to therapists and we say, oh, I saw a medium, or I had this experience where I was sitting outside and I could have sworn my person was standing behind me. It's it's becoming more and more, known that continuing bonds exist and are embraced within psychology, but I think that you have to seek it out, right? Like you have to really look for a therapist that is open to you having experiences with your loved one after they've passed.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like that? Do you feel like I do? I feel like people are definitely more open to it. I mean, do you see it like less skepticism and stuff? I feel like people are definitely more open.
Yeah, more and more. I feel like across the board, like there's less skepticism. There's always going to be skepticism, and that just comes with having a passing and going through grief and being in your grieving process. And if you're not exposed to intuitive stuff or psychics or mediums or any of that stuff, that's fine. You don't really need, the whole point is you don't really need any of that.
Yeah.
If you can do your own continuing bond. And it's so important for us to do that, and to also, I believe, even with pets, talking about our pets that we've lost if they've been in our family for a long time, and in some cultures and in some families, not right or wrong, it just is. Someone will pass away and we don't talk about that person. We don't say their name, their pictures aren't up, whatever the case may be. And what I do see nowadays that, really over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years is, and maybe because I'm paying attention,
Yeah.
is there's a lot of people that have continuing bonds with their family, and they do it in the most unique, special ways that are just between them and their person. And that's the same thing as mediumship. It is. And more people will have more and more sensory experiences the more they hang out with spirit, right?
Right. I feel like the more you're open to it, I feel like if you have someone pass, like especially someone close to you, I think they're always going to probably try to send you signs. And
Yeah.
you just have to be open to it. You know what I mean? Like if you're too skeptical, you're just going to block it, or you're not going to recognize the sign that because they're always not. It's always not going to be like this huge lightning bolt in front of you that's like, oh, here I am. It's not. It's just like little subtle
really
things.
not. What I think that, one of the most common things is we just feel someone. Like if we're just in our room and we're in our space and we're alone, there's nobody around, and we're thinking about whatever we're thinking about, and then all of a sudden we just get a feeling like, oh wow, I think this person might be here. Oh my God, I miss you so much. That is that's the beginning of a continuing bond. The more that happens, and that's spirit reaching out and showing us in real time their connection with us, which is badass and amazing. And that's why people are very, very skeptical. But I would say with grief and continuing bonds in that language, basically what we're looking for is any signs, and it could be anything and everything from your person. It could be the pink skies, right? For Bianca, we've seen people all the way in the UK send photos of pink skies, and I have no doubt in my mind that she absolutely made sure that that person saw that pink sky, because it's happened to me too with her. And So yeah, I guess I want to open it up for questions. I'm super down to, like, if anybody has any kind of reading questions or anything like that, I'm not opposed to that. I'm just really want to share whatever I can on this topic, because at the end of the day, that's what mediumship is about. That's what we're educating ourselves, I believe, so we can not pour from, an empty cup. We have to do our homework. We have to learn. Anybody that cares about their work is going to do their homework and make sure that they know what they're doing. And I feel like the people that don't are very obvious to spot out, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, or down the street, with some sign in the window. If somebody's got integrity, you're just going to be able to tell. And if you don't want to go out and see somebody, that is not a requirement after you lose someone. I'm a medium, and I am a professional medium, and I do make a lot, of income from my gifts, but that has taken me over 26, 27 years to accomplish. It didn't happen overnight. I didn't say, oh, I guess I'm a medium. I went through a lot of really uncomfortable shit. And so one of the most uncomfortable things, I think, for a grieving family when they start experiencing signs and continuing bonds is when they tell people and they're like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm fucking crazy. Excuse my language. Beep, 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 beep. They're going to think I'm crazy. I got to remember about my language. Yeah. I think I should stop talking. Please, you.
No, it's okay. No, I love hearing you talk about it. No, but like I think I would say, just from my experience, obviously losing a child is like nothing else. And I mean, I always tell you this, like, I don't know what I would do. I don't think I would have gotten through this without you, because not only have you read for me, but I feel like you've taught me so much. And I feel like that's how we became friends, though, right? Is because, like, you read for me, and then I would text you and, like, ask you questions, like, is this what, like, I would hear Bianca, and, like, is this really what I think it is? And because I think that's a lot of, like,
it's a lot of
real.
checking with each other. But what's really cool is, like, as our generations are becoming more and more open to consciousness and the possibility that that our soul survives death, I think that it's like you said, you only need to be a little bit open to that idea to have an experience. But anyone who's grieved and lost one person in their life, and has been, God forbid, a child, and I my heart goes out to everyone who's lost anyone, but especially a child, a pet child, a human child. And I mean, all of our kids are precious. I've got a bunch of them myself, and I can't even imagine. But I have lost a niece to she died by suicide. And that particular type of passing, homicide passings, abrupt type passings, these very upsetting situations, a lot of us that don't have a lot of experience have no business, in my opinion, approaching someone like yourself, someone like that would have gone through such a horrendous thing. And I want to say the reason behind that is not because, you have to do this, and this, and attend a 4-year college of any of that. You just have to know what you're doing. I don't know how to say it any other way. You cannot just go in there and say, you know what, I've taken a course and now I'm a medium, or my family members passed and now I'm a medium. The truth is, yeah, you are. We all are. We all are, because we can all sense and feel everything. The thing is that when, just like Bianca's an amazing artist, and when somebody's Jimi Hendrix is amazing guitarist, that shit took time, right? So, like, that's what I'm talking about. And so for me, the continuing bond aspect, aside from reading with Bianca, I feel like is just like you said, the check-in stuff, like, hey, is she really saying this to me, or am I making it up? I remember this. And I remember going, well, she just said this to me. Okay, then so she did just say that to me. Yeah. And we've been able to kind of work with each other that way. And Bianca is such a energy and such a great soul that, she's so willing. to teach. And she's the real teacher here. She's been teaching me. She's been teaching all of us, I believe, to get out of our shell and be comfortable in our own skin, and to just do whatever we do and do it well with a smile on her face. I really get that from her. I've always got that from her. She's been my biggest cheerleader, really. And I feel like as everything's been coming up with the family members becoming more and more open, she's been becoming more and more excited about that, because her littlest sister, right? How old is Maddie now?
Maddie's 4.
Maddie has experiences we could talk about, right? Like, for instance, like a good continuing bond where it's just Maddie. There's no mediums involved. There's none of that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, and I've always heard this, and I think kids are the most open just because they're not, like, jaded by life. They don't know skepticism. So, like, Maddie, I mean, from, like, basically just a few weeks after we lost Bianca, she's always would be like, BB, and she'd always, like, point down the hall, or she would tell us that, like, BB was playing with her. BB just, and, like, I mean, Maddie was just under 2. It was right before Maddie's 2nd birthday when we lost Bianca. And so, like, to be, I mean, I hate saying this. It's just heartbreaking, but Maddie shouldn't have memories of Bianca. Just a thing. But she does. I just have to plug my phone in because it's going to die. I thought it was plugged in, but apparently not.
Well, thankfully she does have memories, and she has, like, new different things that come up too, and you tell me about those things, not me telling you. And that's, I guess that's what I wanted to get down to business tonight and really kind of make clear is, like, yeah, we all have these senses, and the more you pay attention to them, the better you get.
Right.
The more you pray, the more you meditate, the more you have a vested interest. Sometimes, it takes a tragedy or a traumatic event to even want to be interested in talking to dead people, or whatever you want to call it. Continuing bonds is bigger than all of that, because what we're saying is, I love my niece, I love Bianca, I love these people more than ever. And what's really cool is I can feel them when I'm cutting birthday cake,
Yeah.
like I could literally sense and feel them standing there with me, and I know they're not missing out. And it's just, it's the best thing in the world. And it's really, at the end of the day, all we really want, at least for me anyway, we really want to teach folks that they can do it themselves, and that it's not woo woo, it's not crazy. If someone comes to a therapist session and says that they felt their daughter standing in a doorway in their house,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. And so I think that, like, it's really cool that therapists and things are really educating themselves on this, and they really do want to understand continuing bonds. They're putting energy more and more into that with education, in psychological programs and things like that in schools.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this is a very important aspect of grief, because anybody who's been through grief knows, like, grief counseling can only take you so far, right? Like, usually it's like something really cool, like you find an old photo, or you find something that you totally forgot about, or something like that, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And my advice would be to tell somebody like Kaylee, or somebody like Olivia, because they're going to believe you, right? Like, I would say, let's share it. Of course we can share it with people that are skeptical too, but at the end of the day, we don't want anybody bursting our bubble for our experiences, right?
Yeah. Okay, someone has a question. They said, can you feel someone who hasn't passed away but is not near you?
Yes. Yes, I think all people have different types of abilities, and people who can feel other people from a distance, that's called clairsentience, and that's clear. It means clear feeling. And so when we're working with somebody who's passed, you know, we might get symptoms of their passing and all that sorts of things. When we're looking at somebody remotely, we might pick up on if they're anxious, or we might pick up on if they're hiding something, or, you know, we might pick up on their more inner feelings, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah,
Because
probably.
you would be intentionally focusing on someone in particular, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or if that person just kind of came into your space, they too could be trying to focus in on you, or maybe they're thinking of you from, you know, New York, or you're in New York, you know, thinking of you in New York and in San Diego, and you're like, oh, I was doing this and this and this. Oh my God, I was doing that too. One of the things I wanted to share with everybody was one of the simplest things that Bianca Devins has ever done for me, and it's just the coolest fucking thing ever. I'm sorry, beep, beep, beep. I had gotten this tattoo for her. It's just a little bee with a Sailor Moon tattoo, because she's just been so special and such a teaching soul, and she was somebody who made it safe for me, and Kim, you made it safe for me too, to speak to someone who suffered such a massive tragedy, you know. And she really just made me feel very comfortable. She's like, message her, say hi, you know. And that happened, and the rest is history. And it's really more so, I feel, so that you guys could remember that you all have abilities too.
Yeah.
Not so much so I could be your new best friend and figure everything out in your life. It's more like I could be this person who's totally removed, who could say, hey, Bianca said so and so, and you're going, oh my God, she was saying something like that to me, and it'll validate you and so forth. So, but absolutely, that can come from her, anybody who knows her, her friends. I'm pretty sure anyone who wanted to talk to Bianca, she's pretty happy girl. She's pretty down. She doesn't take any crap though, and she's fiercely protective of her mom. Very protected.
Always. She always has been like that. She definitely comes through like the same that she was when she was here. Someone asked.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. The Heart Shay, do you have any perception of how the afterlife may be?
My perception, I think, would be a limited scope of what it is.
Do Spirit ever show you?
They don't. I've had dreams more so than I've had experiences where they're showing me. Like I've had stuff where people have shown me like crossing over and kind of seeing relatives and lots of light and things like that, like kind of the stuff you hear about. Mm-hmm. But I have had more experiences, I would say, with I completely lost my train of thought. I've got people coming through. Does anybody want to talk to somebody who's passed? For whatever reason, I'm starting to get stuff, and whenever my brain goes like that, it's because Spirit's trying to take over. So anybody have any questions about mediumship? Because we're talking about that too, apparently. And I'm totally fine with that. But I want to finish your question. Can you ask me that one more time?
Do you have any other perception of how the afterlife may be?
Okay, so I'm so sorry I lost track of that because Spirit just wanted to jump in. Basically what I get and what I've gotten is that we are formless, and when I've had dreams, it's almost like being in an airplane or a helicopter. I feel like I don't even know how to explain it without sounding wackadoos, but for basic, you know, teaching reasons, and this is for entertainment purposes only, I might add, because nobody's perfect. Bear with me, peoples. So I want to say that the afterlife experience would probably be different for everybody. Thank you, Spirit. For everybody who has a different experience with a deity or not deity, or if this I'm channeling, guys. I want to tell you that right away. They're telling me like it would depend on if people had deity or not deity, if they were looking more so to reunite with a loved one, or a pet or something. It's really pretty much very individual experience is what I'm hearing. Thanks for that answer, because
Well, is
it took
it
a while to.
kind of like, okay, so that was interesting. You said they're like the souls are formless. So do they come to us how we know them? Like, so we know it's them?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I feel they come in their etheric body, which is a exact carbon copy, and people, I don't know if we want to call it etheric body or if we want to call it light body. I'll have people sending me nasty grams for saying the wrong thing, but you hear about that with apparitions and things like that, where people are like, oh my God, it looks like a gray, black and white picture and things like that. Well, usually, from my experience, those are very old residual energy imprints on locations versus energy coming through, because energy coming through would be very vibrant and very alive. That's more so lights and orbs and things like that, but that stuff is so difficult to prove, and I feel like all of these things are bigger than us, and they're supposed to be. I feel like we're supposed to feel like there's something bigger than us at the end of the day. And I mean, I'm not facilitating anything. I feel like spirit is facilitating all of it, and I feel like at the end of the day they want us to become a raised consciousness, and a consciousness and community of people that just know and understand that their ancestors are with them all the time, anytime, whenever, wherever, depending on what the issue might be. Not because they're trying to be creepy and they're trying to summon things, but because they're trying to connect and understand the history. And so genealogists and families are often like the golden children on the other side, I will say that. And that's because the genealogist is saying, oh, this person did this and this person did that, and look at this old picture that I found of them and stuff like that. So, souls are very, like, they love the people that do family trees and things like that, for sure.
Yeah. Dakota says, can you ask BB if knows I'm going to do good in school? Dakota, Bianca can't tell you that. That's up to you. You have to put in the work, honey.
She said, BB said, yeah, like that. Just BB said, yeah. And I also want to tell her that there's something about a t-shirt, like a yellow t-shirt or a yellow and white t-shirt that she's showing me here. So I don't know if that's one that she has or one that Dakota has, but she's showing me Dakota wearing it. So it could be one of hers that she has kind of inherited, or just one that Bianca may really like,
Yellow?
Like,
I'm trying to think. She had an orange one on yesterday.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is yellow and white. Okay, she's saying that she beat red right now. She feels like the spotlight. Bianca, she's going like this, as if,
Yeah.
And so I her up very strong right now, as wanting you to know, like, that this stuff is supposed to be fun, and like, see, Amy, like, this stuff was supposed to be fun. Like, who cares? Like, if people whatever. Like, the whole point is that the people that do get something out of it get something out of it. The reason why this is coming up is because I've never gone live before, and it's not the most comfortable thing, and for me to go on public forum about the work, but I feel like it's super valuable, and we'll do anything with Bianca. She's just such an amazing teaching soul with mediumship. There's this thing called automatic writing, and that's another form of, divination, I guess you could call it. But it's basically, you get out your notebook and a pen, and you just sit and you let whatever wants to come out, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but it comes up right now as a really good way to get energy to her. So I need to give you that.
She always
And I know we might, she does. I feel like she's said it before, but not, I mean, I feel like she's really like wanting others to. So who else is Olivia keeping a journal? Gianna maybe too. Like they keep journals where they write letters to her or anything that you're aware of?
I don't know, but I don't know that they would tell me.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like that. So if it's not yours yourself, it could be for them. I'm also being given pies and things. I feel like there's something coming up with this event that we spoke about. Like you have an event that's coming up soon. Is there like a rummage sale attached to that, or like a bake sale of any kind?
We had
Because she's
talked
showing
about
me
like a
pies.
bake sale. Okay, we had talked about a bake sale. Pies were Bianca's favorite. She didn't like cake because she didn't like frosting. So like for her birthday and stuff, we would always do like pie or something.
Okay. Well, she's showing me these for like some sort of an event that I think, is through the church. Okay. And so I want to give you that. And I want to tell you that I feel very excited about like all the things that are coming up, and especially about being able to have a voice when somebody tried to take my voice. That's what I hear.
Yeah. With all this stuff that we're dealing with right now.
Thank you so much. She said, "Mommy, you're the greatest."
Someone asked, what's it like for people with mental health issues in afterlife?
Man, that's a great question. So kind of speaking back, to people who die by suicide, or people who die by homicide, or, I think it just those things, and also mental health and things like that. A lot of times, I feel like the mentally ill people will come through and they will really, become very lucid, and come through showing like that their thought processes are better, that they have their sense of humor back, or whatever their baseline was before they really went bonkers, or in their mind was too far. That's spirit, not me, so I'm not gonna apologize, I guess. But I feel like basically what they're saying is like they become balanced again because they're back in alignment. So a lot of times it's from being out of alignment, in a lot of ways, and brain chemistries and things like that. For me, with spirit, they often will show medications that they did not take. That's a big one. I see that almost every single day. I'll see like, oh yeah, I probably should have been taking this, and it wouldn't have, and it wouldn't have gone this far, that kind of stuff.
Someone asked, do you see spirits or just feel them around?
Both. It depends on the person. If they want me to, I will. If they don't, I won't. Sometimes I'll just feel them. Sometimes I'll just see like their peripheral, or their face, or their smile, or nothing at all. I'll just hear them kind of like in my ear. I don't know how to explain that. It's different for every medium. So anyone out there, taking a minute to themselves, even right now, thinking of whoever, you've lost, and like just imagine them standing right beside you. Just think of them and invite them to stand next to you. Thank them for coming. And I'm telling you, every single time they'll come. And you're not making it up. I'm not making it up. And I feel like what Spirit wants us all to know is that that's something that's free, that all of us can do, and we can do it every single day. And we can write down the data. We can say, okay, on this day, I didn't really feel anything. On this day, I just felt really, really sad. That sort of thing. I think that, building the legacy, like you guys are building, Bianca's legacy and Bianca's law, and helping other victims of homicide, not just murders and homicides, but victims, period, who are exploited, on platforms, internet platforms, and things like that, and the families also afterwards. So, I mean, these things are going to help people for generations to come,
Yeah.
who know who Bianca Devins is. It's an amazing thing to happen out of something so horrific. So anyway, so sorry to such a down note there. So questions for me. I'm so sorry if I'm going on and on. Interrupt me because I will.
Does anybody have questions for Amy? Let's see. I don't see any. We're on like a little bit of a lag.
It's okay. Because we can talk about anything you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. What do you think, like, the most common signs from spirit are? Like,
I would say maybe birds and butterflies and things like that. I get that a lot for people, and I think that's a very, very common one. Also dreams. When people have visits, spiritual visits, what I would call it is during their dream time, or even if they take a cat nap or meditation, they might have a touch in with spirit. And those are all real experiences, and spirit will prove that they're real experiences if you ask them to. So can you validate this experience by saying, can you send me a bluebird, or can you send me a cardinal, or can you send me whatever it is, that your symbol for that spirit is. So you wouldn't go into a reading with somebody saying, oh, my spirit animal for my person is a bee, or anything like that. We would just let them say, oh, somebody's got a thing for bees or whatever, and just kind of, I don't know, allow the process, I guess. I don't think I answered your question very well. I'm sorry.
Someone says, MC Tatus, lately I've been seeing lots and lots of coins on the ground. Started with pennies, now I have quarters.
That's about abundance. When we start finding larger coins and things, sometimes if we're asking for specific denominations of money, so like some people want dimes, they're like, I don't want no pennies because everybody gets pennies from heaven, or I want nickels, or I want whatever. There's that. But then there's this other thing, like with angel numbers and things. So 888 is an angel number for abundance, for instance. And so when we're finding, say, a $20 bill, or we're finding a quarter, it's spirit saying, hey, don't worry, we got you, we got you. It's the universe has our back. It really does. And I think that it gives us signs all the time, and coins are actually a very common one. And look at the year on coins when you find coins, especially if you feel like they're significant, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes the years are very significant as well. Just putting that out there, especially if you find a 2001 quarter, or what I mean, something like that. So it would be very, very significant for you guys.
Okay, someone else, Marissa, asked, why do people who didn't know Bianca feel such a strong connection with her?
I feel like Bianca's a teacher. She's a teaching soul. And I feel like she's very much here to help evolve souls. Was, is, am, are. I feel like she is. And she's just such a teacher. And I think I know her sister's her first little student. And I feel like everybody else in that's what we're ultimately here to do, is build each other up and support each other. And I feel like she helps evolve souls. That's what she does. I feel like if somebody has an interest in her, even if it started from a dark place and then they're able to see her humanity and things like that, then she's done her job, right? Or we could have somebody who's just another another parent or family member of a horrific crime, know that another person has experienced something so hard that nobody can really relate to you unless you've been through it, And so I feel like Spirit's really interesting. I feel like Bianca's really interesting because she's made it a point to, at least since I've been up with her energetically. You know, by the way, to anyone who doesn't know me, how I became aware of Bianca was July, a couple days after her terrible passing. And my daughter Chloe told me about it, and I was just horrified. And so I've been very connected to her ever since. That's all I can tell you. And like anybody else that would want to connect with her, I feel like she would. So if you're, you know, if you guys get messages for Kim, you should absolutely give them to her, you know. And she loves to hear stuff. So I mean, just letting her know, because Bianca's very, very creative. She doesn't do just any old thing. That's what I was going to share, that, you know, with the whole tattoo thing, the one thing that I really love that's so simple is I was having just a really hard time. My eldest daughter struggles with some similar issues that Bianca had, and some that are not the same, but, you know, mental health stuff, as well as some other things that she has going on. And I went shopping. I love thrifting. Thrifting is one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes I find some things, sometimes I don't, right? Wasn't even thinking about Miss BB that particular day, but and I'm kind of feeling really kind of bad and not feeling very good. And I found the same compact that I got on my arm for her in the bottom of a little kid's thing. It's a little Sailor Moon compact in the bottom of a little kid's thing for 50 cents. And I mean, it's simple, and people can argue like, oh, that could have been anything. No, I know, because I know.
Yeah.
And that would be the for anybody else that's having a direct experience. No one's going to be able to talk you out of it. Even if they burst your bubble and piss you off, they're not going to be able to talk you out of it, because you've already had your experience. No one can, you know, gaslight, you know, these types of things. So I think that, you know, she's creative. Like, I mean, I can't, the tattooer that did her this piece left the wings off the compact on my tattoo. Like, that's what's so significant.
Right.
So
And then that's the
significant.
exact same thing.
I mean, it's so crazy. Like, if you see it anywhere else, it's attached to the wand or it's attached to the wings. Anyways, you guys, like I said, it has to be a personal experience. And like, when you have them, you know, you just know. And the closer you are to the person, the more you know. And I feel like also like that gut wrenching grief when that hits, you know, what do we do then? What do we do when it just blindsides us and we're like, oh yeah, I have my continuing bond, but this still hurts. You go with it. That's what I think, you know.
Mhm.
I really think you allow yourself to cry, you allow yourself to process, you write letters. And Bianca's inviting you guys out there to write to her. She will write. I mean, she's very, very willing to help you grow spiritually, because that is what she does. That's what she did while she's here. And I feel like that's still what she's doing. And she makes me feel like she's very much working with her family first, her family, right?
Right.
And as you got more and more, you know, I don't know, what do we call it? Oh, don't. She said she's jealous.
Uh-huh.
Um, she's saying I love you, Mom, and she's talking about your cat.
My cat. Oh, the new one.
Yeah. So anything new with the cat today or anything, it would be today. Feel like it would have to be something today, because she's just kind of like touching it about the cat
No,
today.
she was sick yesterday.
Oh. Well, ours, you know, had to go get spayed and whatever. But yeah, I feel like her energy around you guys is unbelievable. She's funny, she's charismatic, and she's also crazy protective. So I feel like, you know, she doesn't I don't know how to explain, but she doesn't give a lot of attention to things that are negative. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't feel like she really cares or wants to give things that are negative too much of attention, because I feel like if it's taking away from educating ourselves or it's taking away from helping other people, she has such an awesome spirit. Like, if we're not helping people, if we're not helping then don't say anything. Like, if you, in other words, that, like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything. She's very much like that, and I can only assume you taught her this. But whether she do that, roasting and stuff that kids do, she's cracking up right now, but she makes me feel like she cared about everybody, and she still does.
Yeah. Somebody asked, has this practice helped you cope? Yes. I mean, I don't know what I would do without having like a connection. I mean, honestly, I don't know how. I went to like this grief group for parents through Compassionate Friends, like parents and grandparents that have lost children. And there was like this one couple, and they're like completely agnostic, don't believe in the afterlife. And I'm just like, how? I don't know how you cope with that. Like, you lose a child, and then to believe that they're just gone. There's no afterlife. There's no continuing connection. How do you get over that? Like, I mean, it's bad enough to lose them physically, but to honestly believe that like there's nothing, you'll never reunite with them. I feel Bianca with me every day, and like she's in my head every day. I can't imagine not feeling that your child is with you in some way, or not feeling like you will eventually reunite with your child.
Totally.
Like, regardless of what religion you practice, and
yes, it's belief system, right? About connection.
Just having that belief system about the connection, about like our souls and the energy. And I mean, I really think that like Bianca and I definitely have a soul connection. I felt it when she was alive, and I feel it with Liv. So,
they're very powerful girls. I feel that part of this past few years, what I've noticed with the continuing bond that I have with Bianca is that she doesn't come around here a lot. She really doesn't, unless I'm talking to you. And so that's why when I found this thrifting, it was such a big deal. And it was like, oh wow, cool. Because I was particularly feeling bad about mental health stuff that day. So I would say that they know, and we're always connected. We can't not be connected. It's just, whether that's our belief system or not, I feel like spirit will prove it to us. Even the most stubborn souls have come through going, well, I guess I was wrong. There is something, most definitely. And so believing that there's something greater than ourselves, I think, is the beginning. Right. And then also, and that's really hard, especially with the loss of a child. So like if you've lost Bianca at 17, my sister lost her daughter at 18, and there's a lot of parents who have it's babies and things like that. Like, how do they do that without any kind of well, I had this experience or that experience, and then just like you said, that's it. Like, we don't talk about it because it's taboo, or we don't want to sound crazy.
Right.
That's
well, even like my dad, who's like a very scientific person, what he told this couple was, even if you want to like say it from like a physics standpoint, like energy cannot be created, energy cannot be destroyed, and we are all energy.
Yes.
So like that energy is just always around us.
Yeah, and it can't die. It just changes form. So when we go formless, right, we're not in a form. We're very fluid, so we can give signs with pretty much all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's bigger than me, and I would be lying if I said I understood. I don't. I've been doing this work a long time, and I'm still learning every single day. And I feel like what they want, I feel like with the collective energy around this particular topic about continuing bonds is basically just making it a conversation. Making your person a conversation is the tiniest way. For some people, it could be just having a photo up, one photo up with a little flower that they put by it or whatever, you know. Everybody has their own little thing, and that's perfect for them. They don't have to do it my way, your way, or anyone's way. I feel like it starts with that kind of stuff, or people who sleep with their beloved's photo and you know, kiss it before they go to bed, right? Like,
Right.
we can't tell them they're nuts, you know, because they're doing that, right? I mean, we can, but that's kind of terrible.
Amy, MC.
And so I feel like
sorry. Okay, MC.
No, you're okay.
Tatis. I don't know how to say this. Tatas. Any message for me from my spirit guides or my buddies who have passed? Can you see the comments too?
I can't. How do I do it? I want to.
I don't know.
I don't want to see. I could just see my stream and not your stream for some reason, which sucks. Okay. All right. So, okay. So, what was that question about her angels, guides, and homies? First of all, I get 4 different people that come through for this particular person. Can I have their first name? Can they tell us their first name, not their handle?
Yeah, MC Tatis. I don't know. Can you tell us your first name?
It just helps.
Yeah, there's like a lag, so we'll have to wait a second.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Tatiana.
Hi, Tatiana. There's a 4 that comes up for you, my friend. There's 4 people that stand up for you. I've got 3 ladies and 1 fella. So I don't know if the fella is on like the father grandfather figure, and then the 3 ladies are on mom's side, but the 3 ladies kind of come through together. So I want to tell you with them as their message of being is like, you could do this too. So even if you kind of like are sarcastic sometimes to yourself and think that you're making things up, I feel like you may have experiences yourself. I'm being shown the interior of your car, and I feel like there's something like during a drive, I guess. This would have been, you know, today or yesterday very recent. Any kind of thing in your vehicle that you can acknowledge with any of these folks that are coming. First of all, do you understand who these folks are? And do you understand what I've said so far? Sorry.
Let's see. Tatiana, does any of this make sense? Not really. I have a mess in my car.
Not really. I have a mess in my car. I have no idea. Well, I'm being shown her car. Well, maybe the message is to clean her mess. I don't know. But I'm being given the interior of her car.
Said I have a cross in my car.
Across, okay. Did she have any kind of specific experience perhaps in her vehicle, like either yesterday or today, with any of the people who are in spirit? And like I said, Tatiana, I have 1 male here who stands on dad's side of the family, and I think that's a grandfather figure, father grandfather figure. And I feel like on the mom's side of the family, I have, it looks like either 2 aunties and a grandma, or a grandma and her 2 sisters. I can't tell, but the grandmother figure brings through 2 ladies.
Tatiana, does that make sense? Do you have a grandfather on your father's side that passed? Oh, my grandmother. On your mom's side? Yes.
Okay. All right. I wish I could see all the comments, but I can't. But I want to try to do this efficiently since we're on TikTok. And I want to say, Tatiana, what I'm hearing here is that you have a close connection with this grandma, and that's part of your spiritual team, my friend. So if you sense and feel her, I especially feel her as being very, very sort of gentle, coming into your space, and I feel like she's really wanting you to know that she's with you right now, and I think that I'm supposed to check with you to see if you can feel her.
She said yes.
Okay, awesome. And I feel her too. I feel her kind of right here. And I want to say the way that this comes across is I want to tell her that everything is going to be okay.
She said I got warm and relaxed.
Thank you. So did I. I want to tell her too that I also get this this thing about relationship for her with this grandma. And I don't know if she's coming out of a relationship or she's in a relationship, but there's something with the relationship that I feel like either needs like a little bit of a break, like a let's take a break from each other and then come back and talk later, like fiery personalities. So and if not you, Tatiana, anybody else, I kind of feel like she's talking about possibly a personal relationship for yourself, but if not you, maybe somebody else connected to you guys. But I'm being talked about basically personal relationship where the man and woman kind of need some personal space from each other because they have very kind of hot tempers and maybe kind of get each other going.
Let's see. Lindsay M said, I want a mediumship reading. I've never had one. Is she picking random people? No, we're just answering questions if you have like a question.
Is there in the chat that has a necklace on that has ashes right now?
Let's see. Does anyone in chat have a necklace with ashes?
Like, right? They would be probably wearing it or have it nearby them. I'm with that person.
What are you two doing? We're talking about mediumship and continuing bonds. Here's Erica.
Did Tatiana understand that about the relationship stuff? I just want to kind of.
Mo said, yeah, she said she just said thank you. Mo said, I have Nick's ashes on my stand, waiting for the necklace with the rest of the ashes.
Thanks, Mo. I want to tell you that what I'm hearing is that your psychic senses have developed and opened up some. It looks like you've opened your crown chakra and your third eye chakra and also your throat chakra. So are you doing any singing or any kind of creative stuff like on a whole nother level now? Because the way that Bianca, she kind of comes in with Nick here, and I feel like there's a few of these guys here together. You've got 5 people here today, girly. And I feel like
she said yes.
Yes, and I get in the month of October with this, so I know Bianca's October. Any other Octobers in that group for her? Hi, Kaylee.
Mo, do you have anything in October?
Sorry, I want to acknowledge because I don't think it's just Bianca. Either they would have had a passing in October, or they would have had a birthday in October. But there would be an October something.
So not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, okay. Hi, Dakota.
She said, I'm really just emotional. That was Mo.
Okay. Well, I want to tell her that basically what I'm picking up is that, Mo, if you've had like in your journey, like some experiences with lucid dreaming or any kind of like dreams where you feel like you're like, on an airplane or you're on some sort of transportation and you're with any of these guys, basically what they give me is like, that's our way of hanging out with you. So I feel like you would have had some sort of an experience where you're going somewhere in a dream. So I need to bring that up. And I also need to say that right. They're also saying that sharing your gifts. So most sharing your gifts, it looks like there's some spoken word stuff that you can do, and also, so I don't know if that's an audiobook or if that is music, but I feel like there's some sort of spoken word that you're being guided to work on creatively. So sorry guys, I didn't mean to get off track.
No. All right. People are asking, what's your website? Her website is rockandrollmedium.com.
Yeah, rockandrollmedium.com. On TikTok, I'm just R&R Medium. I've never gone live before. I'm going to learn how to do this in a more efficient way, so bear with me. It's my first time.
It's hard to do anything efficient, though, guys. I think across all the platforms, the comments really lag. So someone asked, would love to know if you can sense anyone around me specifically. Her name is Lindsay.
I get a P, a letter P. Anything with a P for her? Here.
Lindsay, anything with a letter P? She said no.
I get a letter P. And I also want to say that if not Lindsay, there's somebody here that has P, because that's the way spirit is for me. They're going to give me exactly what I'm supposed to get. Lindsay, I want to ask you if you have some sort of a thing with your abilities yourself. So have you been working and trying to learn how to use yours, or do you just kind of wonder how yours work, or what is this? I'm sorry to ask you a question when you're asking me a question, but I kind of need to start with that, and I'll of course give you any messages I get.
We're just gonna wait. She said she's been looking into it.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to say that I have a lady in my chat too who's giving me some information too. So the P may go with that person. But if anybody else has a P, and for me this would be more like a Patricia or a Patty than a masculine name, I need to give you that. This person said, my dad, Arturo, had a very blessed day today. I was wondering if he has anyone blessing him in the afterlife. Techno Bucko, if you're still here, I want to tell you that, first of all, I feel a lot of presence with you and a lot of pride around you. I feel like I'm very proud of like whatever you've done and put together recently on this person's behalf, or on your dad's behalf, actually. And I feel like, are those his parents? And I feel like maybe several brothers, at least two, I believe, brothers that I need to acknowledge here. Any kind of stuff that makes sense, just if you could give me anything, it'll help me so I can just keep moving, because doing readings on TikTok is just something.
So
I'm gonna try that.
They Heart Shay said my grandma's name was Patricia.
Thank you. Anything in her heart center, guys? In Patricia's heart center?
Like the way she passed? Did she have a heart issue?
Yeah, the way she passed.
Did she pass of a heart issue?
Yeah, some sort of cardio something.
Let's see.
Thank you so much, Techno Bucko. I want to tell you that when I'm with that, those folks are so proud of you. They make me feel like you've got a voice, and people listen to you, and they want you to use your voice to help others, okay? So I don't know how it is that, or what you do for work, but apparently, you touch a lot of people's lives, even if it's within your own unit. And I feel like there's a lot of props from the people who are deceased or departed, let's call them, for TikTok, with you, in the sense of wanting you to not stop. Okay, so it's about like you're creating like what it is you want to do this lifetime kind of stuff. So all the work stuff, all the energy that you've been putting into home and family, all the energy that you've been putting into being your best self, it matters. They want me to tell you that it very much matters. Okay.
Okay. They Heart Shay said her grandfather. So her grandmother's name was Patricia, and then her grandfather had heart issues.
Okay, thank you. I think I have that pair as well. At least if that's them, I want to say that the other piece that I get with that is any depression for that person. I feel very much like they want to encourage this person if they're suffering emotionally or having any kind of depression, grief, sadness, blues, whatever you want to call it, right now, that I get like a big hug for this person. So I kind of want to come into your space if that's okay. And I see that they're both attending to you on each side, and I want to tell you that the way that this comes across is wanting you to feel like you can keep going. So there might be feelings of hopelessness that come and go for you. And if not you personally, perhaps there's somebody around you that's deeply depressed that maybe you're empathically picking up on their feelings, because sometimes we pick up on that stuff too. So I want to say that is very possible, but it feels like the way that they're tending to you, that it's for you personally.
Natalie says, I felt disconnected from spirit lately. Can you pick up on a message for me?
Natalie. What I'm hearing is to breathe. I'm also hearing, Natalie, do you have a temper, my friend? I'm being I'm being hurt. I'm being told, like, call on Archangel Michael, like, or call on your angels when you feel short of patience, or you feel like triggered. So I feel like you might have like a short fuse, or lose your temper, and I don't even know if this is in traffic or what the setting is. I don't know, but I feel like very much wanting you to call on your angels when you feel that way. So I need to give you that.
Okay, so Shay said, yes, my mental health has been pretty bad lately. So that's her grandparents encouraging her, acknowledging that.
Yeah, they're showing me a calendar. Those same grandparents are showing me a calendar for her, and they want her to acknowledge something that's either coming up. I believe it's coming up. It's not past. It's coming up. So either a birthday, an anniversary, something special that's coming up.
And now back to Natalie. She said, that's ironic, the breathe message, because I've been anxious lately, and that makes me agitated. Me too.
Yeah. Well, I understand, and I think the empathic piece is probably accurate as well, because it feels like the emotional energy that you have feels like yours, and then perhaps layers of other people that you connect with in your aura, for me. So Epsom salt bath will clear your auric field. That's a great, easy fix. Sorry, I have cats jumping up.
Someone said, I feel like a black sheep here, knowing nothing about this, but it's so interesting to listen to you too. We're just talking about continuing bonds and mediumship. She's reading a couple people.
Yeah. Anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah,
I mean,
Amy's like a wealth of knowledge.
I have to remind myself not to keep going and going. So,
No,
but I'll do my best.
I can listen to you talk about it all day. Let's see, hold on. So I heard Shay said probably the day my grandmother died. She died in September of 2018.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I really get a sense of them around her right now, and I want to say, Shay, is it? I want to say that the way that this comes across to me is the grandmother's been very close to her. I feel like in spirit a long time. This is a great continuing bond, because I feel like this grandma is coming through at a time that she knows you need her, and also a time where we can check in with you and ask you, like, right now, right here, right now, do you sense and feel either of them? Do you feel anything at all, or hear anything, or sense anything? Now's a good time to like let us know like what you feel from your grandparents, if you feel one or both of them, that kind of thing, because that's how you'll be able to learn, is through the validation and being able to have other people, to bounce stuff off of. There's a lot of community around psychic stuff and mediumship and continuing bonds and yeah.
Okay, so
But
this is
there's
interesting. This is an interesting question. Someone said, and wait, I lost it. Hold on. Gobble Bum. She'll probably need your actual real first name. Is there a lot of bad energy surrounding my family or myself? A lot of bad has happened, and I feel like I have bad luck. Do you think bad luck has anything to do with energy, or bad energy, or being bad entities?
it can. It just depends on the situation. Every situation's different. I do feel like this person it has experienced a lot of different things and has observed a lot of negative things for other people
Oh, her
around
first name is Nevaeh.
Nevaeh, is that correct? You've observed a lot of these things since childhood, because what Spirit's giving me is you as a younger person, and I feel like I'm observing, the world and feeling like it's not a safe place, and I don't know if I'm observing that from who. They're not showing me from whom, but I feel like I observe this and I feel afraid and I feel like I don't know what to do. Things like that. I also need to ask if there's anyone here, Nevaeh, if not you, anybody else here have anybody that had a fire in their life, so living
So
or past. I just
Nevaeh
got
says, yeah, since I was little, I've observed horrible things. And I know Mo had a fire.
okay.
Oh, and then Lindsay
Yeah,
M said she has a fire.
okay, thank you, because I think everybody's going to start giving me lots of stuff too. I'm getting some southern state stuff, so anybody here from Texas or the southern states at all, or their family from there? Sometimes their family could be giving me that
Okay,
they're
so
from there originally.
Lindsay said I had 7 barn fires and then my home. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm with her then.
Okay,
Okay.
Lindsay.
And so we want to talk about curses and we want to talk about bad luck for a second to really kind of cover both of these people,
Okay, so the
because
bad luck person, Nevaeh, she said she's from the South. Where are you from, Nevaeh?
oh,
And then Lindsay says it was arson. They also burnt down our car with them over a period of time. Jeez.
horrible. Well, uh, there's a lot of stuff online, about generational curses and things like that. What I've come across in my work, I'm a psychic and I'm a medium, so I do work with people every single day, and send them healing energy meditations, that sort of thing. And with generational stuff, it's very oftentimes there's been
Thank you
generations
for the little animal guy.
for generations of, let's say, substance abuse or child abuse or domestic violence or whatever the case may be. There's been generations, and then it's your turn. It's your generation, and you're like, I don't want to be like these people, right? Well, energetically, you have the right to and can ask your spiritual team to clear energetic cords from past your ancestral karma, because this generational karma absolutely can affect a family. And probably anyone that says, oh, heart disease runs in our family, or alcoholism runs in our family, this is what I'm talking about. And so in that way, but when we're talking about fires and when we're talking about problems that are menacing like that and repeating, right? Like Lindsay was talking about, and the other Nevaeh was talking about, Nevaeh, I want to say that, yeah, sometimes there are darker energies involved with that, and you'll know the difference because it'll scare you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the energies that are friendly and they make you feel weird and you're like, whoa, I don't know who's here, that's one thing, right? It's a whole nother thing if something is scaring you and you feel like it's intentionally trying to do so, right? And so there's that. And so I want to say that with Barnes, and in particular in this particular read, I feel like, Lindsay, there is a land issue more so than a generational issue with that particular problem for me. Everybody's different. I receive it more as the land and the property than the family name. The family name, I feel like, is working through other things, like more their wars and battles are more interpersonal, I feel like, this generation. And so your interpersonal things. So I honestly would say that if you have a place that has, where your land is, who knows if it was taken from Native Americans, if it was, built on top of a graveyard, who knows, it may not have had any of those things. It could have had one fire years and years and years. They're giving me way back, and schoolhouse type fire. And there's that fire, and that fire leaves such an imprint that it attracts, almost like a vortex, more of the same. And so, yeah, so I think that's what I wanted to say about that. I hope it makes sense. But I'll tell you that
that's interesting.
Well, what's really cool is energetically we can take charge of it no matter what. We have dominion over those spirits, and we can most certainly how you would clear that energy. I just got this question: how would I clear this type of energy? I would clear this energy with meditation, with angels, with prayers. I've done everything from cleanse myself with an egg to doing salt baths. And that's because I've been doing this work a really long time, and I know how important it is to be clear and not have entities interested in what you're doing. And most of the time they're not going to be all that interested in you if you're normal, or not. I don't want to say normal, but like if you're just doing your own thing and you're happy-go-lucky. But if you move to a place and all of a sudden your moods change and your family members, everybody's at each other, those types of situations are real issues, and those are real energy issues. And how we clear that is very, very different, case by case. And when it's a land thing, very often it has to be a shaman, a Native American shaman, to clear it. A Reiki practitioner, a Reiki master can sometimes clear properties, homes, curses, things like that. But I would say it's different, and it really has to come from the owner of the newest, and the whoever owns it now. So I live here in this house, for instance. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this house my own by doing my perimeter with sea salt. That's a great Italian tradition, doing sea salt around your perimeter to keep out bad spirits. It works.
I've never
really
heard of that one.
Yeah, they used to actually bring sea salt if somebody bought a new house.
Okay. Yeah.
So they could do their perimeter. And Native Americans would use cornmeal. Like, there's lots of different things that people do, and it's what you want to do and what you like and what resonates for you. I do tons of Palo Santo and sage and resin incenses and stuff, just because I like it, and I know it works. I love Palo Santo. It's from South America, and it's very soothing as well as clearing. Sage, of course, is going to remove any kind of negativity and things like that. For the person in particular who said that they keep having bad lucks and jinxes and things, sometimes, and I mean, we'd be naive to not say that people don't put, work on other people magically sometimes, and that those sorts of problems can occur from other people doing, their version of magic on you. And that's just a reality.
So people can put curses on you?
I wouldn't say they could. Well, I don't want to say they can't. I don't want to say they can't, but I don't want to say that they can either, right? Like, I feel like it's up to us how protective we are. And I would say that it really depends. Even the evil eye, that little Nazar, is so protective, that little blue and white and black thing, because it protects us from, somebody looking at us, in a way that we're not comfortable with or whatever. I mean, it has an effect. And so if somebody says, I hope so and so has the worst life. They never have love. They never have anything, and they're diligently praying over this, and they're asking for this, and they're wanting this, and they're petitioning spirits to make this happen to another person. They can cause problems for that person. They may not always get the result that they want, but they might definitely cause, real problems for a person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Does anyone else have questions? Do you have questions on your chat?
Yeah, they wanted to know how to clear it, and I would say you would clear it. I would start on the inside and do some sort of generational clearing. I love hemisync and binaural beats are amazing because they work with our senses. And if you have childhood PTSD like I do, it's really wonderful because it helps you melt away a lot of those triggers and things like that. Your brain chemistry actually starts to change. So I would highly suggest any kind of drumming, shamanic meditations are just the bomb. I mean, it's just really though what a person likes to do and what they I'm sorry, I just got a question too. What they like to do and what they feel guided to do is what I was going to say. I've heard of haunted homes. How do you heal or free those souls? Sometimes you can't heal or free a haunted home. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. That's the real answer.
Lindsay
And
asked, oh, sorry.
no,
Lindsay was asking, wondering if she could sense my mom.
anything with jewelry with her mother, and I don't want to sound generic because the jewelry that she's showing me particularly is a ring and a necklace. But I don't know if she means that's with Lindsay or if that's something she wore all the time.
Okay, let's see. Anything with jewelry? Lindsay, anything with jewelry, a ring and a necklace? I wear my son's marine ring all the time.
Thank you. I want to ask her if any of her people had anything affecting their headspace before their passing. Got like a pain on my head. Or if not you, Lindsay, anybody else in the chat have anybody who hit their head or had some sort of head trauma? I feel like with Lindsay's mom, she's very in tune with her mom. I feel like she may feel cut off sometimes, but she actually is pretty in tune. I would say, Lindsay, that you do have abilities. We all do, and it sounds like the way that your mom's coming through to you is a lot through feeling, a lot through being around you. And I get her as being very sort of subtle in her energy, but also very protective of you as well. Okay. And I want to say that the way she comes across here is almost like, I don't want you to, well, not almost, I don't want you to suffer anymore emotionally. And I feel like the emotional suffering that maybe started before my passing and maybe has continued after my passing is what I want to say with this. And I want to say that I don't want you to feel like you can't change. That's
Okay. Kelly said my grandpa, he had dementia and a blood clot on his brain.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it, because when that's just a thing you can't describe, but when you feel it, you know it. Thank you for that. And what was that person's name? I'm so sorry.
Kelly.
Kelly. Oh my God, is this the man I just read for the other day?
Does it feel familiar?
Yes. Okay. Hi. Okay. It has. He said this time has been passing by really fast already, is what he just said to me. Okay. So I want to say, Kelly, how are you doing? He makes me feel like you've been experiencing like some really good juju yourself, and like really, I don't know. I feel like you have angels around you. I feel like you have your grandpa around you. And I feel like he wants you to know that it's real. It's very important to him that he knows that you know that it's real. I'm also being shown some sort of picnic food for you guys. So anybody have like, hey, Haywood, what's happening? It's been a minute. I'm on my friend Kim's live, Haywood. And so Kim Devins, K.Devins. So whoever comes in this one, great, but like literally in hers, and I had to go live to go in her live, whatever. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. Kimmy, please help me.
That's okay. Okay. So Lindsay said, yes, in my mental block, so this is from before, my grandmother's name, her mother's mother, started with a P. It was Phyllis.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And so I want to say, yeah, usually they're pretty specific. And I want to say that I'm being given dragonflies for somebody. So anybody into dragonflies or sees
She
signs
said,
with
I
dragonflies?
can't believe I wasn't thinking that. I just called her grandma. You know what?
Well,
a lot of people like, I just called her grandma. I don't remember what her name was. Yeah.
Well, I had a reading with John Edward, and he said, I'm getting somebody with an M, and then she says an A, and then and I'm like, oh, my niece, so I get it.
The Heart Shay said, my mom loves dragonflies.
Beautiful. You'll probably see signs with dragonflies, and dragonflies are super awesome. You know, when you see them, they're signifying following your light. So very often if you see those, you know, spirit's message with that is about, you know, staying in your light, following your light, really not letting anybody, you know, knock you off kilter, you know, and so that you can stay in your power. So it feels like there's messages of empowerment and wanting you to feel strong with that. Okay. No, you guys don't have to leave. You guys can be in here if you want. I didn't mean to be rude. Hi, Mary. Grandma Mary's. I was just saying I'm in my friend's live, and so it's kind of a double thing. So I can see my chat, but I can't see hers.
No, we don't want to kick anyone out.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have like there's a reference that somebody's showing me this big plastic comb, like one of those old school plastic combs. I have no idea references.
That's really loud.
I told her to turn it down. She's scared and wants to lay before us.
Why is she scared? You brushed her hair?
No, she's tired.
Oh, tired. I think she's scared.
Mo, I believe she has. I was coming into your space earlier. I was getting Mo has a question. Amy, has B been pushing me to write the mental health book? I would say 100%. It sounds like there's poetry that's going to come to you, some spoken words. I feel like even some video or like cinema type stuff. So have you thought about shooting videos or anything? I feel like I've gotten that for you, music videos for you before, but this is not a music video. This is more like editing videos, I think, of some sort. Oh, Maddie.
Oh, Maddie's smiling in the background.
Maddie.
Mo said yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm also being told Bianca said to tell her that it's not her fault. Okay. Did anybody know that, like, very weird reference?
Didn't know what?
I saw like this, like comb, this big giant comb.
Like a safety
plastic
comb?
A huge comb. I've never seen one this big before. Big comb.
Bianca used to have an orange
No
safety
idea.
comb in her bedroom that Gianna stole from somewhere.
Is safety comb is like, what is that?
Like from in the roads,
is it a
like
plastic?
they put in like the traffic, those red or orange cones?
Nope, not that. This is a comb, like you comb your
hair.
Comb!
Oh,
like an old
like
plastic.
hair.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I'm willing to answer anything else anyone may have, or else we can maybe.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions or?
I think we might be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any questions or anything you want to talk about? I feel like I've been blabbing away the whole time.
No, I like to listen to you. You have more to say. That's interesting. Like the combs you would slip your finger in. What kind of comb would you slip your finger in?
Well, comb, like for your hair, just like a hair comb, like to comb your hair.
Like a wide tooth comb? I have one of those.
I don't know what the hell.
Kaylee said she just combed Maddie's hair in the bath, and Maddie hates having her hair brushed.
Thank you. Oh my God. I was going crazy right now. Like, what in the hell? Why am I being...
It's probably her referencing Maddie hates having her hair brushed.
Thank you so much, Grandma Mary. Thank you so much. I think like each of these little give me a little bit more confidence to keep doing what I do, you know?
Yeah.
With the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes with each of my little experiences. Somebody wants to try to call me right now, apparently. Sorry.
Okay, so Ramukat, what's your actual name? She said, I have no experience with this, but is there anything coming from my friend River?
River?
River.
Anything with a 12 for River, like 12th of the month of December, significant.
Oh, she says, I go by Kat, but my name is Kara. Kara, do you have anything with the month of 12 for you or River?
Either the day of the 12th or the month of December.
What day do it?
Thank you so much, Grandma Mary's.
Hi.
She said, no, not that I remember.
Okay. Deep breath for me. That person. I feel like there's a thing, well, there's a December reference that comes up and a 12 that comes up. So I mean, they always mean something. So I have to give that. And then I also am feeling like that person may have been gone maybe 2 or 3 years. Is that the right person? I want to make sure I'm linking up with the right person. Has River been a couple years?
Like keep blowing. Keep blowing.
Just waiting for her. Yeah, she passed in October of 2018.
Thank you. I want to say that what I pick up with that particular energy is wanting this person to get serious about something. I don't know what necessarily they need to get serious about, but I feel like there's some Spirit's very private. They protect our our stuff. But basically what I'm hearing here is to take good care of yourself and to make sure that you're not letting anybody like come in like hater energy or like bad negative people. So I don't know if these are people that you have mutual friends that were like this or what she's talking about here, but I need to give you that for sure. Is I feel like I want to detach from very toxic people when I'm with this girl. So I kind of need to wait for her reply on it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, she said, thank you so much. I've had a lot of toxic people in my life for a while ever since she passed.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, she just makes me feel like wanting her to just stay away from all those types of people and to really get serious about just herself and her life and her people and really not entertain any of that. I feel like this person's very much a bestie for you, a rider, a lifer, whatever you want to call it, a ride or die, not going anywhere. Definitely a co-pilot, would drive with you, walk with you, do anything with you. I feel very much to let you know that you're not alone and that you have true friends and that you don't need to settle for fake friends or friends that are toxic or really just destructive to be in your life. Okay.
You need to go look at this and tell me why my arms look like giant arms.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
Maddie. Okay.
She said, all right, again, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Lilith says, I'm wondering if you can see anything from my friend Adam.
Anything with a hat for Adam? Did he wear hats or wear backwards hats ever?
It doesn't look huge. I feel like it looks so disformed. Screenshot and send it to me.
And well, what I'm picking up from this person is an emotional guy, first of all, and I pick up that he wasn't incredibly old when he passed, and I get that he is around this person is kind of silly and likes to play with this person, but is a very sort of playful energy. But this person may be sometimes sort of whoever asked this question might be sort of sometimes feeling just like not in a good mood, like don't bother me, kind of in their own zone and don't want to be happy or whatever. He makes me feel like he's very like a cheery uppy type of person in his own right too. So even if he had his own issues with emotions and that sort of thing, I feel like he's very silly, very funny the way he comes through, and he makes me feel like wanting you to know that his energy wants you to be happy. I feel like this has to do with life purpose and with feeling like you're on path. So if you feel off path, I feel like Adam wants you to pray, meditate, mostly laugh and joke and talk to him about what things you would like to do. So I feel like that's like a very much an energy of wanting you to turn the page and kind of go from a very, very serious movie to a comedy, kind of a thing. Okay.
Just want to answer one question. Lindsay, she said, I've not seen anything like this on TikTok. Can you rewind and rewatch? No, so TikTok does not save the lives like Instagram, and I don't know if Instagram saves them, but I know Facebook does, but I don't believe TikTok saves the lives.
Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate it. we've tried like other stuff, YouTube and stuff like that. And we were able to, but it took some doing because I'm not the most technically savvy. Dakota, thank you. You're amazing. The real VIP, MVP. Anything coming from my mom? I've been seeing little random things that make me think of her. Grandma Mary's, I'm being shown you laying on your pillow at night, and I feel like that you may be listening and paying attention for her, and I feel very pleased that you would be listening for me and paying attention to me, because this is our whole reason for our stream. Is this is a continuing bond that you're doing with your mom. If you've been sensing and feeling her in bed, and particularly around bedtime, and I feel too like any kind of signs that she might be giving you right now, it feels like they would be subtle, but I feel like enough where you would know that it was her, because I feel like, again, she's really trying to show you how to do this yourself, and how to know when you're having experiences too, if that makes sense. And I feel like too there's a lot of calm energy with her, Mary, very much so. Super calm energy.
She looked like disconnected. Someone said, oh, she said, thank you, Kim. You're welcome, Lindsay. I mean, thank you to Amy. She does all the work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm happy to do it. It's fun for me. I love what I do, and it's about connection. And I wanna show people, that they can do it themselves. And that's like, to me, if I die and I've taught a few people how to do it, I'm happy. You're welcome, Mary. I'm so glad. She is so super chill, and the way that she comes across to me is very nurturing, and want you to know, like, things are going to get better, persevere, hang in there. In other words, you're welcome.
Lindsay said, thank you, Amy. You're very kind. You're also the first person I've ever watched that encourages.
Oh, cute. Well, I appreciate that. That's a shame to hear that, but I'm glad that you had a good experience. Yeah,
Amy
like
really is the best, though. Amy, if anyone wants like a private reading, more in depth,
they hit me up. Yeah. You can go check out my website. Go to rockandrollmedium.com. I've got all kinds of stuff to choose from. You don't have to pick the most priciest thing. You can pick something small and try that if you're new to it. And if you want to do a full session, I do 30-minute and 30-minute and hour sessions via Zoom and FaceTime all the time, all over the world. And you can pick your time zone when you're booking. And yeah.
So Lindsay says most don't say others have gifts.
Why? I don't know why. Bianca was the same age my sister Paige that died in the fire. Oh my gosh. So your sister died in a fire? So I got the P and the fire, okay, Mo? And I mean, you know how they have commonalities in readings. Like I've been to see the Long Island medium before. Hey, Veronica. I've been to see all the mainstream mediums, once, well, not all of them, but a lot of them. And they, the way that they work is different than how I work, in that they're able to, when they do gallery readings or group readings, they can say, well, wow, that P really applied to a lot of people, and that this, so this whole group, gets this message, and there's a message for everybody. I never really resonated with that. I always felt like, wow, well, Spirit's so specific with me. I feel like, they would give something very, unique for their person and so forth. And they do. But I do also see how in group settings, sometimes there are commonalities. And sometimes, like, I'll do a lot of parents who've passed. Sometimes I'll do a lot of siblings who's passed. Sometimes husbands or wives. It just depends. And I feel like it's Spirit's way of, really teaching me and growing me as as a medium.
So that's interesting that you say that, though, because I have heard a lot about like piggybacking, and the message can be for several people. But John Edward, who I know you think highly of, was on actually TikTok live like the other day,
Oh,
and he was saying he really doesn't believe in piggybacking either. That he thinks it's very specific. A lot of people, he's like, a lot of people have the same situations in their life, or can connect to it, but spirit will also always like come back to something specific, so it's for you.
oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
Do you agree
So
with that?
I agree with it completely, because the reason why I do resonate so much with him, and I know that he, there's controversy. Some people like him, some people don't. I really like him because he is very straight up with people, and like, he works how I work. He grew up Catholic. He gets things the way I get things, and I guess are very similar, because the way that I receive things, I just know, like I know my name and I know your name is Kim, that, just because I can do this doesn't mean that other people can't. So John Edward might say, well, some people are mediums, that now there's controversy around that too, online, and within circles, is like within other mediums and intuitive workers, of, oh, well, this person can only do it this way or this or that way. And the truth is, all of us receive energy the way that we receive it. No one can teach somebody else how to do it. I really don't think so. I think you could do guided meditations, and I've done a lot of them over the years, and I still do, and I feel like they're invaluable to me. And like I said, the brain stuff that I've come across for complex PTSD and binaural beats and hemisync and those sorts of things are just amazing. I'm so sorry, Mo. I believe I have your sister here and the 5 little cousins as well. I feel like I want to, and the unalived, and I just learned this term, unalived. My sister told me about this morning. Thanks for saying that and reminding me. Himself after. So Mo says that, in the fire, she lost a sister and 5 cousins and then an uncle. How tragic. And I want to tell you that I feel that they've all met for sure in ways. I feel like first of all, if you're asking me if they all met and you're talking about your friends, I want to say yes. The 5 and the sister and the uncle, I feel like the way that they come through is very much wanting you to see your strengths. So I feel like wanting you to understand how powerful you are, like, and how you can use your power for good or for bad, right? So, negative thoughts versus positive thoughts, negative manifestations versus positive manifestations. These are, they're becoming more and more everyday concepts. Anyway, I don't want to bore the shit out of you guys. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Does anyone have anything else?
Mo, she's showing a memory board of some sort too, your sister. So I don't know if there's a memory board with photos in her room or if there's a memory board that you can acknowledge. Thanks, Veronica. I'm live with Kim, and I had to go live on mine to go live on hers, and so I'm open in mine and on and in her stream. Finally did it. Yeah, she's the best.
Alex, this is Alex Reen. Is there anything from my friend Carisha?
Can I ask it, Alex, if they had any kind of like where their communication was choppy before the passing, like if they were having trouble with communicating?
What?
Can they see my legs?
No. She said yes.
Okay, thank you. I want to say that I'm connecting with the right person, and that's why I'm asking, because I want to make sure I'm connecting with the right person. And I want to say that what I pick up with that is that you may feel them from time to time and second guess yourself a little bit. I'm also getting pain and pressure in my head again, Kelly. I want to tell you that your grandpa wants you to know that you can do this, like Kim, like me, like any, all of us, that's what I was going to say about John Edward. Came back. Yay! So he would say something along the lines of, not everybody can do this. That would be like saying everybody could be a concert pianist or whatever. I think everybody can do it in their own way. They can. I just haven't met anybody that hasn't been able to in some way. Like if I, talk to them, I can usually hear some way that they know of a continuing bond, even like we were talking about in the beginning, where it's like, oh, I never met my Uncle Ronnie, but we all heard that he was a character, and he would like make things really fun. He was bigger than life, those sorts of things. So
I just don't know, maybe like everyone can read for other people. Or
I don't
like
know.
as in tune and as like specific. I think it's like a fine-tuned ability.
Well, it takes time. So that's the part about the years that I was talking about, because like yeah, it was, I mean, I would say that the difference between then and now, there's a measure of confidence, but it's not like I'm like super confident and like, oh my God, like I'm such a fucking rock star. Excuse my French, guys. It's more so I'm allowing spirit to do this, and so I can be of service to spirit, so that I can learn and grow as a soul myself.
Mm-hmm.
And every single read that I do, I learn so much, even if if I learn that I'm much more sensitive to certain subjects than others, I always learn something.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like for people that are like myself, like John Edward, like some of the folks that have been at it a while, basically we want very specific stuff, because everybody has a Mary and a John in their family. A lot of us have jewelry. We could either have been buried or cremated. There's so many, you know what I mean? There's so many things that are very just stock answers that we want it to be very specific, and the more specific the better. And I think that what gets people how I get in my own way too, even, is where I don't want to listen. And I've learned to listen, even when I don't want to say stuff, I'll say it anyway, because that's what I'm being given. And so I just to answer your question about other people, I think that it comes to being afraid of being wrong. Sometimes that's an issue. You got to be okay with, like, what, maybe 80% of what I say people aren't going to understand, but that other 20, hell yeah, they got it. That's all they need. Spirit's like, if they're just open this much, Amy, you did a good job. And I'm like, great. I'm happy. And so I'm happy to do this stuff, but even more happy to say that you all can do it too. Yeah, most definitely. Mo, I was shown earlier that your upper chakras were all opened up. And so I want to tell you that you definitely want to practice with your oracle cards, and with maybe your breath work. It sounds like a little bit of breath work for any PTSD or trauma that you might be dealing with because of grief. And also what I'm hearing is Bianca and some of your friends, and also the sister of yours, I feel like want to have like a slumber party and hang out with you and work on some meditations and things like that, which is really pretty cool. So I feel like this is something that you can call in your spiritual team and your friends and your family into your meditations. You know, that's pretty cool that that's just being offered out there for you. Okay, so Veronica says, I did a reading for someone today and didn't even really need to use my cards that much today. I know, Veronica, that's the great thing about cards. And the reason why I brought up cards to Mo and cards really to anyone else who's listening, oracle cards and tarot cards, that requires a skill, and you really need to know what you're doing with tarot, I believe. I mean, tarot is a little bit more complicated, and it is an art in itself. It deserves the respect, that it gets. But if you aren't using cards and you're doing a full-on mediumship reading, girl, then I mean, angels are singing, because my friend Veronica, that light witch, she has great deck, by the way. I'll show you guys. They're called the Dearly Departed Oracle cards, and so I want to grab them really quick so I can show you, especially because I was just talking about that to Mo, is that using oracle cards is, we can't mess it up. We just keep shuffling, and then they pop out, and they're usually very, very much specific to who you are talking to and working with, because spirit's in the present moment. So spirit's always in the present moment. So if we are looking for our person in the past, we won't find them. If we're looking for them in the future, just present moment, right? So I want to say, this is what these guys look like. This is my friend Veronica's baddie little deck, and it's called The Dearly Departed by That Light Witch. And this is what they look like. And so right now I'm going to shuffle and see if I can get a message for Kimmy, and see who it might be. Bianca, it might be somebody else. Let's see. Like, who would want to come through for her, since we're doing this. Okay. A male energy, somebody's son. Longer length hair.
Okay, so Dan used to have long hair, and then he finally cut it.
Really?
So he had short hair when he passed, but all through high school he had really long hair, and it was a big deal when he cut it.
That, because I that's a great example of me not wanting to believe him. And look at boyfriend. So he's talking about, let's get Kimmy a boyfriend. So he wants Kimmy to have a boyfriend, guys. So everybody pairs up Kimmy to get the right guy, her twin flame. Okay, and so I didn't say it, he did, so forgive me. And so signs: birds, butterflies, and ladybugs.
We always get cardinals, and butterflies.
Okay, and so what's great about these, Veronica made these herself, and they're awesome. So if you're sitting at home by yourself and you want to practice, and these are, these are awesome. These are hers, but there are others out there if you prefer. But these are amazing, because you can practice and you can say, you know what, I really just want a message from Bianca right now. Right? I'm going to go, oh, I really want one from her. What did she say? What would she say? And look at, I love you so much.
Aww.
And it's like, you could say, right? You can say, oh, anything you pick from something like that is a fit. Well, I didn't know Dan had long hair, right?
Right.
So right. That's the kind of stuff that makes it so that it matters. Okay. Spirits wanting to bring up somebody's special day, their birthday, anniversary, or holiday. So anybody got a special day coming up, birthday or anniversary?
For me,
anyone here. So if not you and your crew, maybe somebody who's in the chat has a special day.
My grandmother who passed, his birthday is coming up.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. I want to acknowledge it, and I want to say, Veronica, your spiritual team, your mom is very much becoming interested in this stuff, and I feel like your aunties or your ladies in the spirit world are just so happy, because because of your abilities, your mom's more open-minded. Okay. And so that's amazing. And so, I'm also getting a female, a spirit. It just says female spirit, and it could be a baby or not. But for you, Kim, we know it's your baby because I asked from Bianca specifically too. And I feel like if we keep working with these types of things, like these would be great for anyone wanting to learn how to work with spirit. There's John. I think James Von Prague has talking to heaven cards too.
Yes, I have those messages from heaven. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like some spirit messages from John Holland. I mean, there's stuff around, there's tools around, and that's all these are tools. So as you're becoming more and more comfortable with your other senses, they're not somewhere, somewhere far out. They're right here with you right now. And they're going to be just as accurate right now than they are 20 years from now. Not because there's anything wrong with you, but because spirit is doing all the work. So that's why I have less and less trouble with, oh, I might be wrong, because most of the time I'll hear later how it fit. Right. So I don't even get caught up in it anymore. Like, oh, no. Like, I can hear that, and be okay with that. Okay, so I need to talk about Maddie because I'm being given a card. Eyes blue or gray and light, unless we're talking about Olivia. So anything about with the girls with their eyes, like in particular, with either Olivia or with Maddie, like I don't know, with Bianca specifically, did she have a thing for either of their eyes? I feel like I'm obsessed with these light colored eyes.
Oh my God. Bianca and I both, Bianca was like, why did she get the blue eyes? We both always wanted blue eyes.
Well, it's interesting. So her sisters are also blue, or are they that gray light, or are they blue?
No, they're both. Liv and Maddie both have blue.
Nice. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't want to bore the crap out of everybody with all my little things, but I just want to show you, like, these are the real tools that, I use all the time. And I feel like cards, my friend Veronica was saying that she, did a reading without cards, and she was mostly doing intuitive reads, and this time with some mediumship, and now she did a full mediumship read, and she's the one who made these cards. So I'm going to go on ahead and guess that her guides have been working really hard with her to get her comfortable to go there, because it's a whole different, it's a whole different type of a reading, and it's rad when it happens, because happy birthday, Veronica, in advance. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of trusting. Grandma Mary said, my daughter's birthday was 8/12. She is nonverbal and just turned 40. Oh, wow. Happy birthday. She's nonverbal, but I hear like humming in her head. Do you ever play music for her, or did anybody hum to her when she was a baby or anything like that? I hear hum, like a woman's voice humming. Sorry, guys, this is in my chat.
That's okay.
Yes, and getting out of your head and just like allowing it to just be what it is. Yeah, the Grandma Mary's has a nonverbal daughter whose birthday was just on August 12th, and I was just wondering if she was listening to music and stuff, because I could hear the humming and things like that. So just because she's not verbal, I can tell you right now she's humming along in her head, which is adorable. I don't think I've seen that. So in other words, if whatever she's listening to, she's in her head. She's so cute. Okay, guys, I think that might be it. What do you think? You think we're good?
Yeah, I think we're good. We've been on for a long time.
Have we?
Yeah,
okay,
over 2 hours.
Okay, all right. Well, I didn't know.
Right.
Okay, for sure. Well, thanks, and yeah, take care of everybody.
All right, thank you.
Good night, bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.